All right, how you going? This is Mr. Street coming from my studio here, and we're going to be getting into some design. So we'll get rid of this lot and get the Illustrator happening. Okay, so Adobe Illustrator, everyone should have this. Okay, and you can see that I've been sort of playing around with different things already. Okay. And I'm just going to sort of choose a couple of these and go through it. We know some of these techniques already, but this time we're going to sort of play around and take it, as you can see, to a different level. All right. So first off, we'll just start with some basics, do some reminders here. So I might get rid of this one and just get back to this Illustrator here. Okay, so what's going to happen, first of all, I'm going to get another piece of paper on my Illustrator file. Well, let's start. So file, new, just starting off a new document here. And we're going to do an orientation. We've got horizontal or the vertical. This looks like A3, so you can go through up here, if you want it for the mobile, give you all the specification, specifically for web sort of sizes. So I'm just going to sort of stick with this one here, print, but we want to make it the horizontal thing. Okay, that's fine. Just say okay. All right, now we have this page. Now I might sort of flick through and just bench a few of these ideas to bring back to the new one here. All right. It's actually this one. Let's get rid of, where's this sign title? Get rid of that one. Okay, so let's have a look. So first of all, we need to revise the rotate idea, okay? So I'm going to check out this one, why not? I'm sort of playing it by ear at the moment with this video, so let's check this one out here. So what we can see is a small circle. Now, I'm going to be using the ellipse tool for this. I'm going to hold down Shift. Okay, so I can do an ellipse like this. Okay, and you can see that the line is black and it's filled in white at the moment. I'm going to make it empty, so that's no color. So these two are really important. Okay, let's bring this up here. All right, now I can, if I hold down Shift, it's going to stay in the format that that I started with. Okay, so I'm going to delete this because I want it to be circular. All right, so I'm holding down Shift before I start. Now we have a circle. Yeah. Now I can check out these brushes. We've got different sorts of brushes under here, and we should try to explore all of this. But we can go to this one and just play around. So we can check this out. If I put this one on, and you can see what it's done, and it looks like a moon almost. That is crescent moon. If I just pump up this one here, you can see I've got the same sort of design as here, yeah, and that's what I was sort of going for. Now, because this is quite large, so I'm going to shrink this. So the V selection tool, here, I can press Shift again and shrink that down, right? But in press Shift, it's going to go in all sorts of orientations and break the proportions. So I'll just undo that. Control Z for undo. Just go down here. All right, that's fine. It's probably a bit bigger than I expect, but actually we will zoom in and do this properly. So for zoom in a bit, check it out, bring it down a bit, and even this doesn't have to be so large, yeah. Now you could play with some of the other ones here. You can see this strange shape there. They might work for you, whatever you want. Okay, so this sort of shape. Actually, let's go for this one. Looks like a cell of some sort. All right, so let's practice putting this in a mandala sort of shape again, okay? So what I need is the rotate tool. I want to find the access point. So, and that would tell us, how big this is going to be in regard. So if I just did it here, for instance, if we press Alt and then pressed here, then copy, 36 will be fine, and then Shift D for duplicate. All right, then we have this result. That's pretty cool. All right. But if I sort of wanted it, these smaller, then I'll just make the access point even more distant. All right. So I might do that. So straight down here, hold down Alt. Okay. So that's quite a far. It's much bigger. Ooh. What's happening here? I've got some. Oh, this is what I. This is my last work thing. Let's see if this is going to work now. No, messed it up. Let's go back. Control D. All right. So let's try that again. Let's do the rotate. Alt. Copy. And then duplicate. Okay. I think I pressed C before. Or must have been V actually to paste it there. Okay. Now if I zoom out. Alt. Zoom out. Then I can highlight the whole lot here and shrink that down, remembering to hold Shift. Okay, so this is one of the mandala ideas, all right? Now, I want you to be working with at least 7 to 10 different ideas, okay? And we're going to then put them together. I'm going to shrink this down because I think shapes look better like this. So I'm going to say, for instance, choose another shape here. Now, let's keep it simple at the moment. So these ones, you can see I've already done the rotation and then I did the rotation on that again. All right, so that's an interesting one there. This one here, you can see I've created these shapes and then I've messed with the uniform brush to create sort of a flower effect. And then they've done that again. Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you now. So let's zoom in a bit. So we want to keep them separate. So I'm working over this side now, getting my pen tool, and I'm going to create a sort of a leaf shape. Now I'm holding down my mouse and I'm just sort of, now you can see that these pink lines pop up and they sort of help tell me where things are, okay, in terms of things are in alignment. See, there we go. Okay, now if you can't see that and you want that, I'm pretty sure you can find it down here. Let's have a look. Oh, view, sorry. So you need to be able to view it. Smart guides, okay? So these are smart guides. So it tells me where different points are. Okay, so that's intersecting and that's intersecting, okay? Now, let's try, we've got a sort of a leaf shape, or it's a leaf, and we could call it a petal. Actually, I want to sort of give it a different shape, so I'll just bring that in. So you can see it's still in alignment there. Okay, that's something different. So let's highlight this, and it's on one, which is very thin. Let's try a different sort of shape. Okay, something like this, all right? It's a little wonky. That could be fun. I'm going to keep it that way. So I'm going to this selection tool, okay? And now I'm going to do the rotate with that. So rotate. I'm going to keep it pretty tight now down here. I'm going to do quite a lot. I'm going to break it down to maybe 12. Now it should divide well into the 360 degrees evenly in a sense, so it can go around the circle without sort of overlapping. In a sense, it sort of even ends up on the same one at the end. Okay, so there we have it. Got our new shape, all right? Now, I haven't done it to the last one, and I can, but I've just highlighted everything. I'm going to right-click and group this, okay? So if I didn't do that, then I can select one of these and pull it out, okay, and manipulate it. And I don't really want that. Maybe you want to do something like that where you have maybe petals flying off. But really what I want to do is have them all grouped together. So group that. And I'm going to shrink down the size of the lines because it's getting a bit distracting. Okay, I prefer that one. That's good. Now we have 2 mandalas. So far we've used the shape tool to create this one and messed with the brushes. This time we used a pen tool. I'll just group this while I talk. To create the shape, and then the axis point was far closer, so we had a much different effect. This time I'm going to show you can do some simple overlays. So grab the ellipse tool. I'm going to make a circle, so hold down shift, and I'm going to do something like that. This time I want it white. And I'm going to just have a pretty standard, just a circle like that with solid white in the middle. Now if I grab this one here, then I can put that over the top. Okay. Now I probably wouldn't, but you can see how it intersects. So it tells me, basically, it should tell me where it's in the middle. This doesn't seem to be working. Depends on the grid situation. Okay, so then it can change it up. Yeah. So this might be useful. You might want to not have all those details. You might be wanting to explore something else, for instance. Yeah. So I'm just going to leave that aside and move on to another one. All right. Now I'm going to I videoed this before, and for some reason the audio didn't work. And so I'm not going to repeat it because I've already done it now. But you can see here I've got this crazy sort of skull. All right. So I just sort of used the pen tool and just free sort of hand drew this skull like so. For instance, blah blah blah. Okay. Let's do a crazy, very, very quick one now. Yeah. It's an approximation, etc. All right. So then, basically, I drew up the skull, and of course, you can see that I had it filled. I'm not meaning it to be perfect. Okay, I've done some other ones somewhere else, which is much more like a skull. But I'm just going to actually pinch this one, okay, and take it to our new space. All right, so I paste that there. Oh, I took the whole thing because why did that happen? It needs to be ungrouped, people. Yes, good. Okay, so you ungroup it. If you group it, you can ungroup it. So I'm copying it, and I'm going to paste that here. All right, I'm going to shrink it down a bit, and now you can see that there's a light white area around it, and if I zoom in and shrink it down, you're going to lose a lot of detail. Or you can mess with the white stroke and reduce that so you get that detail back. So the stroke was an outer line there, right, because we want it about this size. So the point of this one is, as much as I want you to use simple shapes, for instance, you could do this with a star. Easy, rotate that. You could use a simple pen tool to create very simple shapes, but I want you to explore also something a little more complicated. It's like a punk style skull, pretty simple. Yeah. Where is that other one? Maybe not that, not that. I'll see if I can find the other skull one that I've been working on. Let's just do that now. Oh, it doesn't say. Stupid color. This is something else. No. Oh, there it is. Yes. Okay. So this is a more detailed, more realistic sort of shape of the skull. Notice that I can zoom in on this, and it's got all the detail in the world there. And then it looks like some sort of wheel pattern. And on this one, created sort of like a spine or slash an octopus sort of tentacle, and I put this together. I've given it sort of crazy hair, hot pink sort of thing, and I'm just sort of playing around. Okay, and you can see this one here. I've created a little running man, and then sort of had that running around the radial axis. Okay, so this is sort of one. I just want you to keep playing. That's the point of this. Okay, so taking this one again and play with this. All right, so zoom out and let's just give that a bit of a rotation. Let's call that. So if you do 45 degrees, you end up sort of like a clock situation, and that's not a bad situation to be. So that's if it's going, well, it always goes backwards, but we have sort of 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, etc. Yep. So that could be fun. Now this should be, is that grouped? No, ungroup that. So let's group this now. I've got 1, 2, 3. All right. I want you to go for 7 or so, or even up to 10. And I really want you to sort of explore what can you do to create an interesting sort of design with these circular radial patterns. All right. So the final thing I'm going to show you is very useful. So check this one out. So this is not central yet. Hopefully this works. Sometimes I mess this up. What you got to do is make sure this is grouped. This one is and this one's not. So make sure this is grouped. So now that all works together. I can move it around and all the skulls are going to move around together. I'm going to put this in the middle there, but I really want it to be in alignment. Okay, so there we have, that's going to align it, and it's putting it in the middle of the page as well, but now that's spot on in alignment vertically. Now I want to do it horizontally. Okay, it's putting it horizontally in the middle of the page, but now these two elements together they're all in alignment properly. All right. So what else can we do? I could, now I can create a different situation. All right. Now sometimes you might want to push this back. Okay. So I transform this, and arrange it and center back. Okay. So now we have the circle, and I can align this also. Vertical, do that, and then horizontal. All right, you notice how it's aligning it just like that. Okay, now I might grab these ones. Where can I put these? Okay, so let's drag them out and find a good spot for them. I even want them bigger. I want it sort of out beyond the skulls. Let's align this now, actually. That might do. Okay. Yeah, it's too close. It's overlapping like that. I'll probably work on this even a bit more. Let's put it on the outside, these ones. So you just got to keep playing with it. All right, so that's going to be a bit of a gap, and then those will be on the outside of those circles. Spot on. All right, so we can see here in not too short of, it's not about a bad amount of time to get something like this together. And now, these are all black and white, but I want you to keep it black and white. And the following week, we're going to start to manipulate it again, because I want you to come around and play with it. You can see I'm calling it Mandala play. So I like those skulls as it is. I've got this one here. I've got these ones here. You can see you can work in the grey area. This flower one's pretty cool. I kept it simple with just the skulls and this stuff happening, sort of almost like a mohawk thing happening there. And you can see this one is just all over the place, way too many things going on. But I feel like it's really useful to just go all out, just put everything in there and then pare it back. And you've got many options, and designers always sort of explore many options. And this one's I've made it sort of like a figure 8 and then had that going around as well. So this is what we're headed for in the first sort of couple of weeks. And then we're going to sort of explore the color aspect, okay? So these ones, of course, they can all have red lines, but I might sort of work out how to sort of fill it with color as well. So immediately we've got very, very different sort of feel to this, and that's what we're going to be exploring with Adobe Illustrator. I hope you're doing well out there. Keep sane, play around, have some fun with it, and I want you to, we'll see what you can do. Right, till next time, see you later.